Hello, Jennifer Soto here, you guys. Let me get the comments to show up top. So, hey, it is 5 p.m. Time to go live in these parties and get this going. So, hey, looks like it says it's been going for 3 minutes, but it takes a minute for everything to go. Okay, let me move these comments up here where I can see them. Okay, so insights move down, comments move up. So, okay, so how are you guys today? I'm super excited. There we go, finally. I'm super excited about today. It's the last Tuesday in October. So if you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, make sure you come on here, you say hello, tell me whose party you're watching from. Okay, tell me whose party you're watching from and what's going on in your life. Tell me if you're a Pampered Chef newbie or if you've loved Pampered Chef for a long time. I'm gonna go get my apron. So we're making pizza today. Apron's kind of necessary. All right, and I need to get the squash out of the oven as well. So I did a couple of things beforehand just because this is a cute apron. We had the opportunity to earn a pizza apron this month because this month is Pampered Chef's 41st anniversary. So did you guys know Pampered Chef was 41 years old? How cool is that? All right, so just a reminder, if you're just popping on, go ahead and say hello and tell me where you're watching from. Okay, and okay, let's see, what else? Tell me what's your favorite topping on a pizza. We're going to make a kind of a fancy pizza today. And need to up this to 500 degrees. I was getting ready to go live and realized I had no makeup on. So I'm a few minutes late because I ran upstairs to put some makeup on. It was necessary, you guys. Necessary. And look, I've got a hot mess here. I got my drinks all over the place. I stopped by Starbucks on the way. Starbucks. Got myself a pumpkin spice latte. You guys like pumpkin spice lattes? Hey, Jessica. Welcome. All right. So we are going to make a pizza tonight. And this is one of the recipes from our Tastebuds. So let me stop, though, and introduce myself. My name is Jennifer. I've been with Pampered Chef like 24 years. And hey, Jen. I've been with Pampered Chef like 24 years almost, and I got started because I wanted everything. I wanted everything in the catalog, and I stick around because I really like the income. So I like the income, but you know what? I've recently realized that even more than the income, I like all the extras that come with it that I can't get any other way. So for example, I can't get a free trip any other way, so that I know of. So I like that. It's kind of a cool perk. And so the great thing about this business is that when I started, I had no intention of doing it full time or doing it for a long time. I just wanted to earn some extra money and not have to go get a job at somewhere else. And I wanted all the products, and so that's kind of how I got started. So I've been doing virtual parties since 2012. They've evolved a lot. In the last year, we've really gotten into virtual parties. And but I did a lot of in-home parties, and I really miss the in-home parties. I don't miss schlepping all my stuff, but I do miss the interaction and the fun. So doing a live demo and having you guys on here to interact with kind of is a little bit the same. Not exactly the same, but I do this. So I do a virtual party in Facebook. I can do it not on Facebook if you have most of your friends are not on Facebook. Or I can do a virtual party on Zoom, and we can do a live event. That's kind of fun. I know I've done that with Jennifer before. There's so many different options of how to do parties. You can do a 15-minute messenger party. So the world is our oyster as far as parties are concerned. So I want to thank you guys for coming and coming here tonight. And if you're watching on the replay, make sure you let me know you're watching on the replay. And feel free to ask questions. Feel free to comment. throw out, whatever. If I don't see your comment, because sometimes it takes a while for them to populate, if I don't see your comment, then don't worry, I will come back afterwards and try and answer everybody's questions. So what I was saying is we're going to be doing a recipe from our Tastebuds, okay? So Tastebuds is a subscription service, and in the party there will be a post about Tastebuds, but I want to tell you a little bit more about it. You can get a 1 month, a 3 month, or a 6 month subscription to Tastebuds. And every month you get an envelope like this. It's not a giant envelope, okay? It doesn't have any food in it. Just has some sample seasonings and recipe cards. So we pull those out, okay? And it's got 3 sample seasonings in here, okay? We've got rosemary herb, bell pepper herb, and then Tuscan style chicken, okay? And so you get 3 seasoning packets, sample seasoning packets, and there's a lot of seasonings in here. It's not just air. And then you get 3 recipes, okay? One of them's right here. Okay, this is what we're making tonight, all right? And then autumn herb roasted chicken with cider pan sauce, and slow cooker Tuscan tortellini vegetable soup. Sounds delicious. And then you also get a little card, because there's always leftover seasonings. You get a little card that tells you other ways you can use the seasonings. So this is a really great deal, this subscription. I love it. We use it all the time. We're using the rosemary herb today. Actually, I've already used it out of a bottle that I had in the cabinet because I wanted to roast that squash ahead of time. So it's a great way if you are looking for dinner ideas, like if that's your challenge, you're going to get 3 new dinner ideas every week. And then what happens is you get your favorites. So that 4th week, you can put in an older Tastebuds recipe, or you can go on the Tastebuds hub and find an older recipe that you like. Another cool feature for Tastebuds is that every month from the 15th to the 27th of the month, we have what's kind of like an open market. And you can go in and you can add some seasonings or some tools onto your order, and it comes and you don't pay any shipping. So that's pretty cool. Tastebuds, you don't pay any shipping either. So like I went in there and ordered a couple of pizza crusts and a beer bread because I was low on those things, and I didn't have to pay any shipping on it. So that's nice. But anyway, so this is the seasoning we're using today. It's the rosemary herb, and it's so delicious. We use rosemary herb every Thanksgiving. So this is actually one you definitely want to have. And fun fact, if you order these, so if you order this during the party, then you'll get the November Tastebuds. It'll go out the 1st, okay? You actually can order up till the 15th and get that month's Tastebuds. So we're kind of at the end of the month, so we're going into November, so you'll get the November Tastebuds. And I just got a preview, and I can't remember what. It has to do with the holidays, of course. Let's see who else joined us. Hey, Andrew and Debbie. We got all our hosts here, and Jennifer, all our hosts, and Jessica's here also. She's hosting next week. Anyway, so that's a little bit about Tastebuds. Highly encourage you to do it. And if you're a host, I definitely encourage you to add this to your host order, because your first batch will be discounted with your host discount, and then your next ones will be discounted with your 10% past host discount. So that's pretty cool. You can do it month to month, or you can buy a 3-month or a 6-month subscription. So that's pretty nice. All right. So this month in October, we paired up with Tegan Gerard of Half Baked Harvest, and she came up with all the recipes and picked our seasonings. So Tegan created this rosemary roasted butternut squash pizza. That's so good. So let me go ahead and grab my pizza dough. It's funny, I didn't want to grab the pizza dough out too early, but I think the recipe says to let it rest. Okay. This is my favorite kind of pizza dough to buy. It's just in with like where the biscuits are. Okay, you can find it there. I just think it tastes the best. All right, so first thing we have to do is look at the recipe. I have to wear my glasses because the print's really small. So the first thing I did was I want to tell you, I went ahead and roasted the squash, the butternut squash already. This was a butternut squash. One of the things you need to peel a butternut squash, so you can use a knife to peel it. You just lose a lot of the meat. I just used my serrated peeler. This comes in a set of 3 peelers. You get a julienne peeler, a regular veggie peeler, and a serrated peeler. And the serrated peeler peels a little bit thicker, so you get these nice, big, thick pieces off of it. And then I just went around twice. Okay, so like this one is an outside piece. You can see it has a lot of white. And then this is when I went around the second time, okay, to get that. These, I save these, put them in the freezer, and then when I make my stock, they go in the stock, okay? My husband's allergic to onions, if you didn't know that already, and so I have to make my own stock. So I took the butternut squash, I cut it into little 1/2-inch cubes, and well, they're kind of 1 to 1.5 to 1-inch cubes, all evenly sized, mixed with 2 tablespoons of oil and 1.5 tablespoons of the rosemary seasoning. Also, fun fact, we add in my phone is on. It's like warm in my pocket. Fun fact, we add in a teaspoon of honey and then a little dash of red pepper flakes. So that's going to add a really unique flavor. Bake it for 15 to 20 minutes at 425 degrees. So that's already done. This is the bar pan. So this month is Pampered Chef's anniversary, 41 years old, okay? So tell me, if you're familiar with Pampered Chef, how long ago, when was the first time that you ever went to a Pampered Chef party or bought a Pampered Chef thing or heard of Pampered Chef? Go ahead and comment in the chat with that. Let me know. The first time I ever heard of Pampered Chef was 1998. My friend was like, oh my gosh, Jennifer, you will love this. I love to cook. I'm a foodie. It's not a sort of secret. You just have to look at like my size of my arms here. And so she was like, you will love this stuff. And I was like, okay, whatever. What is this thing? So I went to the party and fell in love. I bought a stone and I bought a food chopper. Okay, so how many of you guys bought a stone and a food chopper the very first party you went to? Probably a lot of people. It was not uncommon. And then I realized, like, for what I spent, I probably could have started the business and got all the other things in the kit, because both the stone and the food chopper were in the kit at that time. I also wanted a cheese grater and an apple peeler core slicer that were also in the kit. But after going to a couple of parties, hosting my own, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. Thought I'd just stick with it for 6 months. So that's kind of how I got introduced to Pampered Chef. But right after I got started, like in 1998, 99, we came out with this bar pan. And the bar pan is, it's been redesigned. It doesn't have handles that stick out. It's a little shorter. If you are at an APO address, this will fit in your oven. Okay, we Americans have really big ovens. In Korea, they don't even have ovens, but in Europe, they have these little small ovens. This will fit in there if you're in England or you're in Germany or something like that. So that's nice. But our stoneware's been upgraded. So stoneware, when you cook things on stoneware, you know, like, look, this is not sticking, okay? These are roasted, and they're browned, beautiful caramel color, and you can tell it's not sticking to, can you see that? Can't really tell. But it's not sticking to the pan at all. So you get a really great flavor. The more you use your pans, the more non-stick they become. Even with, like, I have a little bit of stuff stuck on here, I just will get the little scraper that comes with it. It'll come right off with some hot water. Good news, the stones have been redone. If you have a stone that has the waffle weave on the bottom, that's a new stone. It's a fusion stoneware. Our stoneware has a 3-year guarantee. And if it has the waffle weave on the bottom, that means it's dishwasher safe. Also means it's safe for high heat. So like I have to turn the thing up to 500 degrees to cook this pizza. Totally okay to put the stone in there for that. The stones are easy to clean. They're easy to maintain. And they make the best pizza. The best pizza. Another thing about the stones is they're a little more lightweight than they used to be, which is good, because as I get older, I don't like the heavy stuff. So I've been using my bar pan. It's stoneware month. I've been using my stones like crazy this month, and I've kind of fallen back in love with them. So that's kind of fun. We have all different sizes of stones. We have this stone and the bar pan in this size. We have a smaller size, and then we even have a little toaster oven size that fits in the air fryer. And all of our stones also microwave safe. So you can put it in the microwave. If it fits in your microwave, it can go in there. So we also have a loaf pan. As a matter of fact, if you get the loaf pan, this stone, the large round stone, the pizza stone, and the bar pan, you can get that as a whole set. It's called a stoneware starter set. So if you don't have stones, you need to get a stoneware starter set. So first order pizza stone for Jessica. I have seen, Andrew says he's seen some products, but 13 years ago, while he was in Korea, I think that's where I met you, was when I first heard about it. Jennifer says her bar pan is almost black. I know. And so now we have this new one, and you're like, oh, I want the new one, but my bar pan's black, right? And so Andrew says he has a stoneware, his favorite stones for sure. So, excuse me. So you can get, as a starter set, The pizza stone, it also has a little lip on the edge, so when you slide the pizza on with the peel, it doesn't go off the back of the stone into the back of your oven. The bar pan and the loaf pan is a stoneware starter set. And then for the month of October, so if you're watching this and it's after this time frame, or you're watching this on YouTube, because I always take my parties, download and put them on YouTube. But if you're watching this on YouTube, these specials may not be applicable. But the stone, or we have a special this month, the stoneware, and it's in the event, it's in your party, and it shows you that you can get the stone, the baker's roller, the pizza crust, the pizza peel, and I think there's something, pizza crust and cutter set, and you can get all that together. It's $143 value. You can get it for $109. So that's super awesome. Fun fact, it's $41 off. So it's $140. It's $41 off. Okay. So it's $41 off for our 41st anniversary. So it's a really good deal. All right. So we have our oven preheated. Okay. We have already done our stone here. We are going to put our pizza on the pizza pan. Okay. This is parchment. You could cook with that, but you don't need parchment on the stone. Okay. When I do cookies on the stone, I either use my cookie sheets or I use the parchment. Okay, so I'm just stretching this a little bit. Okay, just stretching this out a little bit to kind of cover the whole thing. And this is I got a thin crust pizza. You can get whatever kind of pizza crust you want. You can make your own pizza crust. You can use our pizza crust mix. But I just got a ready-made pizza crust because it's fast and it's easy. So, all right, so you're supposed to just let this sit for a few minutes while we get everything else ready. So we've got this, we've tossed this with the olive oil, the squash, the seasoning mix, the honey, and a pinch of red pepper flakes. Roast for 15 to 20 minutes or until the squash is tender, then remove it from the oven, turn the oven up. All right, so one of the other things I want to tell you, a couple things that I've got here. So when you're cutting up butternut squash, it is a really hard squash. So you want to make sure you have a tool that's nice and sharp. I like to use my large knives for this. So I have the color-coded knives, which is large also. It's this, 8 inches. It's not quite as big as the forged knife. And this is what I use a lot of times in my kitchen. However, for butternut squash and watermelon and things like that, I'm going to grab my forged knife. I want something that has a little more weight in the handle. It gives me a lot more control. So the forged knives are made out of forged German steel. They have a full tang, which means the blade goes all the way through the handle. Can you see that? Okay. And it has a pack-a-wood handle, which is not wood. It's actually manufactured wood. And the reason that it's really great is that how many times are you cooking and your hands are wet or something gets put in the sink? And wood, when it gets wet, swells, okay? So if you're using pack-a-wood, it doesn't swell, so that's pretty nice. It has a little marking right here that has the PC logo, so that when you're slicing, you know to put your fingers right here, and then you can easily slice, okay? So that's kind of fun. Anyway, all of our knives all of our forged knives have a lifetime guarantee. You can get them in a whole set. This is the block right here, and I have even the color-coded knives I have stuck in the block as well, so because there's extra spaces. Another tool that I use today is the scraper, okay? This is the small mix-and scraper and the mini mix-and scraper, okay? So when I first got my kit, a large mix-and scraper came in the kit. That's all we had. This one is my favorite, the small mix-and scraper. I have like 4 in my kitchen. I have a couple in my RV. I mean, like, it's a must-have. They're heat safe to like 450 degrees, okay? So they're made of a single-piece construction, so they make the handle and then they pour the silicone around it with holes in it, so it's not ever coming off. You're not going to get a surprise when you're stirring your brownies and want to throw everything away. So this is my second favorite. This is my favorite size. This is my second favorite size. So love them. So you can bake with them. You can bake them in the oven when you make your brownies if you want to. But I tossed the butternut squash in our new mixing bowl. And this is such a pretty bowl. It's plastic and it goes with our Flex Plus so that you can mix and not worry about chipping your bowl. It's also dishwasher safe and it's just really pretty. We have a lot of things that are that blue. As a matter of fact, if you order a stoneware and you are a stoneware fan, you're going to be, where's my little brown scraper? It's now a little blue scraper. So I see some more comments come in. Let's see. Andrew says, I use the mix and scrapers more than any other tools in my kitchen. I have to agree. The knives, the mix and scrapers, and the flexible cutting mats. Oh, and the prep bowls, man. I use prep bowls all the time. So this right here, this is a really handy, versatile tool. This is our ashwood cutting board, and so this side has a drain on it, but I like to use it to, I like to use it for my shows, and put it right here. It's got a flat. Whenever I do a charcuterie board, I put it on here because it's nice and big, and it has handles on the side, so I can pick it up and move it around. It's perfect for doing a charcuterie board or serving on, and it's really pretty. I give this as a wedding gift. I get the back laser engraved, and so it makes a great wedding gift as well. So. Okay, so let's go ahead and start making our pizza. I've got some ready-made basil pesto here, and I just got it in the small the small measure-all cup. And I want to tell you guys, like, it's a good thing you're not seeing this in person. They are live, like here, because I've got a hot mess going on. So this is just regular basil pesto. You can make your basil pesto yourself. I just bought it prepared. I just bought what the recipe said to buy, but typically I would make it myself. Pesto is not hard to make. Okay, so we're going to spread this to the edge. I'm just using the back of the mini mix and scraper to spread this to the edge. So it makes a pretty handy thing. We don't want to have a ton. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's making my mouth water. So if suddenly you can't understand me, it's because I have all of this saliva in my mouth because it smells so good. And I'm so excited that I didn't use the whole bottle. I can use it for all kinds of things. I love basil pesto. Okay, so put this on, spread the pesto on the dough. Next layer, the butternut squash mixture, and then top with the cheeses. So we're going to grate the cheese in just a second here. So now we're going to take our butternut squash and put it on the top. Now my husband is having pizza also, but he's allergic to like all of this stuff. So he's going to have a gluten-free pizza, and I get to eat this for a couple of days. So, and actually, I think I might save some of these. I don't need all of this butternut squash on here. I think I was supposed to slice it, but I didn't slice it. I cut it into cubes. But anyway, so I'm going to save some of this. Did it say to slice it? Seeded, peeled, and sliced. So I didn't slice it. I cubed it. You should read the recipe before you get started. That's pretty helpful. But it's cubed on here. I can mash it if I want to with my, if I wanted to. I could take my mix and chop and just kind of mash these down if I wanted to make it a little not so chunky. You guys, this is what we call pampered, not perfect. So it's not a Pampered Chef show if I don't mess up the recipe in some way. So, all right. So I've got these mashed on here a little bit. So that's pretty. Anybody have one of these? You guys have one of these? Mix and chop? How many do you have? That's the next question. So handy. All right. So we're going to slice our cheese. We're going to use our new graters. I usually forget to get something out, and I knew I would. Okay, so we're going to do our mozzarella first, and I'm going to use this new grater. This has these giant holes on it, and then it has the smaller holes. So this will be perfect for doing the mozzarella and the Parmesan, okay? So I'm going to put it in the little bowl right here. It's a little container that it comes with, okay? And this is the mozzarella right here. So I'm just going to grate these nice. It's a whole milk mozzarella, so it's really soft. So it's hard to grate really soft cheeses, and so that's one of the reasons I'm going to use the really big grates on here. So we're going to do the mozzarella first, and there is a food holder, but like I said, it's really soft, and it would just kind of mush it all up. So I want to make sure that I get these grated, okay? And then, now this is dishwasher safe. It's designed just for us. Used to have the microplane ones, but we, you know, due to 2020 and all the supply issues and stuff, we found a vendor to make these just for us, and they're beautiful. But look at that. I love making pizza with the big, huge pieces of cheese. I think it just melts so smooth and so creamy on here. Love the mix and chop. Debbie says she loves the mix and chop. Oh, Andrew has a pink one and a gray one. I like that mix and chop that we had, that pink one. I have a little mini one too in the camper, so for small jobs. Well, the camper, just everything needs to be small in the camper. All right, now for this side, we're gonna grate the Parmesan, and I'm actually gonna use the food holder to grate the Parmesan. So I'm gonna slide this on here, and then I'm gonna take my Parmesan blocks, okay? I'm going to put all of them in there so I get a good wedge. And then we're just going to grate. Once it gets a little further down, then I can put the food holder on there, and that'll help to push it. Probably should have cut them into smaller blocks, but you know, I just do things differently. So this is grating. Oh my gosh, Parmesan cheese smells so good. Another cool way to grate the Parmesan cheese is to drop it in the blender. So we need a cup of Parmesan cheese, and that is about a cup right there. It's 4 ounces. 4 ounces is a cup. So sometimes when I am doing a pizza or something, or when I'm doing a recipe and it says a cup, this is about a cup. So I know this is going to be a lot of that cheese, so it's going to taste good. All right. And how cool is it that we can just put this right in here, right from this container? You know what I think this could use? Roasted, or not roasted, but sun-dried tomatoes, I think would be really good on here. All right, the cheese graters are dishwasher safe. Cheese on there, we don't want to waste any. This is my favorite, okay? This is the one I use the most. It gets used all of the time. And it's the adjustable coarse grater, okay? And so I'm actually going to grate directly into this container right here. And this is Fontina cheese, okay? And it's a hard cheese, so I'm going to use the, when I'm doing hard cheeses, I'm just more likely to grate myself. So I will use the food holder. A lot of times I don't use the food holder. And now the bowl comes, this container comes with the double-sided grater, but I'm just using it for this one. Probably should have cut these into smaller things. The long ones, it's like, oh, I don't want to, it's wedged in here, that's why. Okay. There we go. It'll slice a little bit better if I cut that wedge so it doesn't get wedged in there. All right, so tacos, grilled cheese, pizza, nachos. If you've been to one of my parties in the last 10 years, guaranteed you saw nachos. So, okay. All right, so we finally got through all of that, okay? Now, here's why you want to grate your cheese yourself. One, it tastes so much better. So it doesn't have any of the preservatives on it or anything like that that adds so much, that takes away the flavor, okay? It also adds insoluble fiber that you don't need, okay? So we've got that on there. All the cheese, dishwasher safe, dishwasher safe. So you want to keep your cheese as fresh as possible, okay? Got our prep bowls here. They come in a set of 6. I use them all the time. Okay, let's see what's next. Dishwasher safe. All of this stuff right here, dishwasher safe. Okay. And then top of the, okay, it said to put the butternut, the bacon underneath, but I'm putting it on top. Again, because I don't always follow the instructions the way it's supposed to be followed. So it's just crumbled bacon. So you just pre-cook it, crumble it. I know it doesn't look crumbled, it looks sliced because that's the way I cook my bacon. If it says crumble, I go, oh, and slice it and then cook it. So got our stuff there. Now we're gonna bake this for 10 minutes and we're going to stick it in the oven and bake it for 10 minutes, okay? So let me stick it in the oven. So it says to bake it for 10 minutes and then rotate it So, okay. Oh look, a little piece of butternut squash. All right, so while we're waiting for that to cook, I'm not going to make you guys wait a whole 10 minutes for it to cook. I'll post pictures afterwards, but I did want to tell you about some of the specials that we have going on. And again, if you're watching this afterwards, these specials might not be pertinent, but there's always a link in the description where you can go and look and see what the current specials are. So first of all, host specials. When you host your own party, if you've got a big giant wish list, hosting a party is a great way to, one, help your host, and two, get a lot of things on your wish list. Hosts get free and half price and discounted items. And so if you have, like, if you want an air fryer or you want that stoneware starter set or you want something like that, you know, hosting a party is a good way to get that stuff at a discount or free. And when you host a party, I do everything for you. I help you set everything up and give you instructions like step by step for everything to do. Try to make it real easy so you can just enjoy your friends. And we have other kinds of parties too. Maybe you don't want to host a party where you're like getting free stuff or getting discounts. You want to host a party where it helps somebody else. So there's two different kinds of parties you can do, or three different kinds of parties you can do like that. So you can do a wedding. We do wedding showers. So if